Hello, my last here. Welcome to the video. I just wanted to let you know I do have a Discord and a Twitter if you ever want to interact with me or say hi or have a conversation. And if you ever want to catch these videos live, head over to my Twitch and my Kick and come hang out. I sometimes don't talk. That's unfortunately one of my mini quirks. Is my inability to formulate thoughts as my brain focuses in on what I'm doing, and then I just forget to speak. So I'm always up to hang out and chat with anyone that stops by. So hope you enjoyed the video. Alright, hello everyone. This is a little game called Thrive. I have touched this game way in the past. I don't think if I recorded it, I don't remember. Because that probably would be years at this point. The game is a very ambitious game that is set its sights on what the sport tried to do, but with a lot more realistic bent or take on it. And I read the mission statement slash knowledge of what this game is attempting to do. It's attempting to go from stealth stage to space age. Like what Spore did, but actually being realistic about what's happening. Life as we know it. Restrict parts abilities only to life as we know it. Okay. I'm gonna do that because I know what that means. I'm assuming that it's talking about cells and parts that we only know in what life is right now. We'll do it in normal. We're gonna do hydrothermal events. How a lot of life is theorized to start. We start out with our cell. Let's see if I actually get the cell. Or if the game mysteriously just not functions. To reproduce, you need to divide organelles into two. Organelles need time to split, collecting. Each visited editor represents 1 million years of evolution. Okay, that's a short amount of time. Cell gig, let's go. Oh, it's the art. It's the art. That's what I was confused. The bigger your cell, the more ATP producing parts stay alive. Metabolism is ricin, hydroglycin. So it needs the ATP stuff to produce. Ah, we got frostpunk sounds. Of course we got frostpunk sounds. The funniest thing is I remember dealing with frostpunks to, like, my ears getting raped with the sounds of crackle, 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 and then the literal second that I beat the game fully, like, I'm just kind of done with it. Oh yeah, we fixed that! We fixed it! Yep, it's done, it's been fixed. I'm like, motherfucker! On a distant planet, eons... My brain just, like, decided to read and stop. On a distant planet, an eon of volcanic activity in the deep seas have created something remarkable. Life. You are the last universal common ancestor, Luca, on this planet. A simple bubble that replicates itself from molecules in the water. In time, it may develop into a complex species that dominates the stars, but first you need to survive the hostile world by collecting compounds to grow, spread, and evolve while competing other microbes. Begin the thriving. And its relative screen mode, the movement keys always specify the direction, the duration, or doesn't impact the direction the keys will correspond. No, I'm gonna go with relative because I don't want to break my brain. To survive, microbes need energy. For your species, that means finding sugar, glucose. Follow the line cell to their white cloud of glucose. Orange, ammonia, and purple. But life needs more than molecules than sugar to. My brain, I'm reading all over the place. Life needs more molecules than just sugar. Kind of clouds of microbes collect them to move around. Ammonia and phosphate bars about Redshift's progress and ready to reproduce. Did I do something weird with radiation? Because I felt like I evolved really fast. You start long enough for your cell to reproduce. Each time you produce, you'll take an editor, press the button. Okay. I haven't played this game forever. Might as well do the tutorial. The food chain display shows that what food sources each species eats. Predator-prey relationships are visible involvement of food sources. This information gives insight way to evolve your species, but new player, you don't really need to really worry about screen. So that one eats iron, this one eats well, I eat glucose, and this one eats hydrosulfate. So those have split off from the main global. So they have 21,000 of themselves and then 5,000 of those. It's a microbe editor where you can evolve your species within P. Each generation's 100. You always have 100 MP, so don't bother saving up this hex. It's center screen shows your species. Continue. Select the part from the left-hand side. Removing organelles also cost MP as well, whereas the mutation of your species, unless they're placed in the current editor, you can't right-click to bring up organelle menu and delete options, move them. If you make a mistake, you undo, you change the editor. When selecting a part, pay attention to the tooltips and understand what they do. Parts can do more harm than good if you don't consider the function. Each requires maintenance called organelle growth. Yeah, that word that. Some of them run processes that require certain compounds to function. These are seen in the statistic panel. Additionally, the more parts you add, the more compounds you need to reproduce, making it take longer. Adaptation is hard. There's many sources of ATP, but not all of them are useful everywhere. You can use the tab panels to make most informed choice, or just try something and see how it works. If you don't make enough ATP, you will not survive. Your lifestyle finding glucose and turning your AP works for now, but naturally occurring glucose will decline every generation. After finishing, you can rename your species on the bottom left. But this takes more glucose and turns it uses hydrogen to gain energy from glucose. More effective at low oxygen levels. Okay. This is our patch. We are in a zero oxygen environment. We have 26 carbon dioxide, 64 nitrogen. There's 4 compounds of glucose. Interesting. You take iron and turn that energy. Turns hydrogen sulfate into glucose rates. The concentrations of the carbon dioxide, dioxide. Carboxide. Externals, slime jet turns glucose into emulsion. So weaponry. It turns radiation into energy. Okay. So there technically is more sulfate around. So I just make enough ATP to operate. So we lose some speed, we lose some rotation, but we gain 1 storage. ATP is negative while running process, so moving your cell exhaust APC will die. As many regulation reductions you can increase by adding organelles directly reduce APC. The glucose cell membranes also give you organelle discounts. Generally, you could just remove the unneeded redundancies. Storage capacity, view all cell processes. The Kyle's chemosynthesis turns that into that. We only use a 0.1 for gliosynthesis that turns that into that. I'm gonna get eyes. I'm gonna get chemoreceptors. You can modify this organelle. This unlocks new functions or upgrades. Right-click the organelle to bring up modification. Set the maximum distance chemo for. Set the distance. Okay. For example, the slow cell. For slow cells do not point to resources are likely to be gone by the time the cell gets there by lowering the distance. Okay, so you don't want to set the distance too high. I want to detect at least a decent amount of compounds. Oh, the glucose. I don't have enough. So I'll just make this a glucose finder. Pausing time, for example, looks longer 12. Pause to say can also save interesting species you'll see until a fossilized feature. To engulf objects. Uh, To okay, engulf objects, move over them, and then toggle the engulf mode, which is G. Stop engulfing, which the options have been pulled in. The line points to something that's large enough to engulf, but you may not be able to actually catch it. Member species. A member of your species just sadly died. This will affect the population external factor. Once you reach the editor, you can edit the behavior of your species, tweak the behavior, or to make helpful edits like adding chemical receptors. Okay. Alright, so we're already at a glucose on the map. Welcome back to report species. Try to explore the various tools at your disposal of reviewing what happened and make changes to adapt your species. Alright, so we're going to lean into chemosynthesis. This one's also going to switch to the hydroxyl sulfate. And the reason for that is because glucose is already kind of at a limited, extremely limited supply. Gameplay counterpart to the editor display will show you a real-time display of how fast biologic process is running your cell. You can think of your cell as a small factory, consuming and producing different components constantly. Press the highlight button to toggle the panel. Here the process monitor the cellular in real time. The spinners show how fast the process is running, the number average consumption production. Your small cellular factory needs to constantly produce APT to stay alive. If the red number turns red, that means there's a limiting factor. For example, if the process produce ATP turns red, then you're in big trouble. You need to find more of that compound before you start dying. The toggle press button can be used to turn on and off. The big advantage can be used as an advantage in gameplay tactics. Try out and see what happens. No, I refuse. So we produce enough to survive. Now, before I hit the next editor stage, I have received word from my friends that they are finally ready for peak. So I am going to be shifting gears really quick. I will probably not be uploading this for YouTube side of things until I come back to the game. But anyway, be right back. So YouTube, this will probably be a halfway point of whatever video you're watching, or I don't know. Welcome back to more Thrive. We're about to evolve again. I had to put a kind of just cut in the middle of the video, or well, not stoppage, because my buddy was ready for some peak, and we did some peak. Peak was pretty fun. We died repeatedly. Let's jump into the next stage of evolution. Another 100 million years down. What the fuck? What is this? Our cellular begin taking another step toward advanced life forms. Goal in the early game is find a good patch to live in, relatively reliable food source. Later, you can start thinking about adding nucleus, which will advance the game, but don't add too early. It's very expensive organelle. Life started in a small corner in this world, but they're beginning to spread. Each icon is a unique environment that you can inhabit. The panel right describes current patch. If you choose to travel, make sure to check the dimensions and the conditions of the patch could widely different requirements for surviving entirely. So hydrogen sulfate doesn't exist. As we are sticking with the vent. Oh, this actually tells me the entirety of the environment. Oh, we might just stick into this environment. So that just makes glucose more effective in a low oxygen environment. Okay. And this just turns sulfate into glucose. Basic form of membrane. Oh, I could change the membrane. Cannot engulf, but okay. A double membrane of 2 layers is better protection against damage unless this energy to form. However, it slows the cell down and lowers the rate which it can absorb resources. Cellulose, the membrane wall, resulting in better protection and overall damage. especially against physical damage. Also cause life to retain the form, but cannot absorb resources quickly. Is slower. Cells can digest this while making it vulnerable to engulfment by predators. Chitin, or chitin, the membrane wall is better protected against overall damage, especially against toxin. Less energy to retain the form, but it's slower, cannot absorb. Chitinous can digest this while making it vulnerable to engulfment by predators. The membrane is strong shell, or calcium carbonate. This membrane is strong shell carbonate, easily resistant damage, require less energy not to deform. The disadvantage of having a heavy shell is the cells much slower, and it takes a while to absorb resources. Silica. This membrane is strong silica wall to resist overall damage, very resistant to physical damage, requires less energy to maintain the form. However, the cells slow down by a large factor. The cell absorbs resources. The extreme, reduction in resources, but also the amount of energy we require. Alright, so which one? Oh, well, I'd have to. So if I just wanted to affect my membrane first. Make us flat faster. Make us fearful. Acting mobiles will roll and tumble when nothing interesting happens. Sensible milligrams will be stationary and wait for the environment to change before acting. Focus microbes to seek chunks or prey over a great distance. Make them more ambitious over chunks. Responsive will keep it responsive. Optimistic microbes with rivals over chunks will hunt down prey with toxins if they can't evolve. Cautious will not pursue them in danger over chunks. Peaceful microbes with aggressive will chase prey down with great distance and fight. We'll keep it like middle ground. Will make us better at absorbing glucose. I'm assuming this is just going to be a better add-on to constantly consume glycose. Our patch doesn't have oxygen in it, so it makes sense why we would have this. Yeah, we're consuming a lot of sulfate pretty fastly. Kind of curious what that did. Now I know what that does. So, ouchies. So radiation is really bad for us. Who knew as a fucking tiny cell? Radiation hurt. There's a lot of iron that I run into that we could also try to use as well. We went down by 600, unfortunately. You're going to be able to move around the map. You control the migration of your species, population, not moving yourself. Allows you to spread your species out faster, move patches, more widely, have more total population, move easily yourself, though be careful not sending your population to patches not species cannot tolerate. Yeah, this has no sulfate in it, so there's no point of going there. There are many paths to evolution ladder. Here's some to consider. Focusing specialized to survive 1 or 2 APT sources, so you don't require many different resources to sustain yourself. A multi-step or multi-step metabolism pathways are more complex to manage. For example, some organelles make glucose instead of APT, thus a secondary organelle to turn glucose into usable energy. To resist or to grow large and fast, but you don't always need to change what already works, as each part of the ATP maintains the organelle. It's easier to survive as a photosynthesizer arthropod, but eating other microbes is more exciting. One possible strategy for very small is just to head to the surface patches first before getting or photosynthesis organelles. Don't overthink it. Trillions of cells die or one finds a useful adaptation. Always load a previous save if you find a dead end. Embryonis is a process to turn another species to a species that lives inside another symbiotic relationship. This Moxbradia organelle is a free copy of the organelle. Viable candidates turned to organelles are shown have been engulfed before. How long the process takes depends on the suitable candidate. The bigger we are, the more faster we are. Now that we have other sources of power, we might as well work on iron as well. Alright, I guess I'm getting knocked at the door. I will be right back. What the fuck? The game literally crashed as soon as I alt tab ed? Or is it just locking up? It fucking crashed! Ah! Julio. Mm. So our cell can do iron, sulfate, and it has the thing to convert glucose better. Come on. Now, for whatever reason, the game's on both my monitors. It's like weirdly out of position. I hoped when I click load it was going to fix itself, but I think I have to mess with the settings. Option. As soon as I click the options, it fixes itself. Okay. After returning to the other, your sister cell spawned next to you. Store compounds have been split between the sister cell. They can also start, depending on the selected difficulty options, make additional for resources. Tile out your soft drinks in the editor. On normal difficulty, these bonuses are only given if you just changed to living in a different patch. The resources, depending being split after reproduction, makes you choice whether you immediately want to reproduce. Once it's possible, or play for a bit longer to stock up resources would make your life easier. Yeah, so we have the ability to use multiple resources. The patch has some iron. I'm gonna try to keep using the iron. Yeah, we use so little iron that it is like we just have a mountain of it just stored. Oh, is it over time that I get bigger? We use a lot of sulfate. Like, we use an ungodly amount of sulfate. Mm. Future gathered population parentheses numbers. It's in relation. Auto Evo they don't take into account individual performance. The current patch of the final numbers, your species and population increases. Your cells die, increases every time you enter the editor. Try to keep these over up in patches where you aren't directly involved. Okay. Got flagellum. Flagellum is a whip-like bundle membrane which uses ATP to undulate and propel the cell in direction. Flagellum determine direction by the direction thrust is the opposite direction. Okay, so speed. Speed is key. Another thing is, we do use to make this a lot of seeing that we can make a lot of use out of that for iron, because there's a lot of iron here. I might as well switch it up to us to consume a lot of iron. Iron doesn't seem to get processed that fast. I could turn... essentially this organism into an iron-consuming organism. Ow. You get some glucose before I die. I wasn't paying attention to the sulfate. Whoops. Problems like we're heavily reliant on the sulfate to generate enough glucose to keep surviving. Although we can make a lot of fucking glucose once we eat eat another creature. I'm very tempted to switch up to just being an iron-based consumer. Mm. I do love the thing that was eating us died. Alright, so now I'm basing this thing off that we just consume iron. I'll probably get rid of the glyphos thing next time. That helps me consume glycose. Because we technically don't need it anymore. No, no longer. Ooh, I forgot to change it evolutionary wise. I need to change my sensor to iron, but that's also like a whatever. Because we use the iron producers as our main power supply, we no longer use glycose as one. That'd be really fun if I switched to radiation-based ATP survival. Although I think that'd be very irresponsible. Tolerance allows changing the environmental conditions or species to adapt. Oh, I didn't. Including temperature, pressure, or removing the patch that you're adapt to. There'll be various negative effects. Adjusting sliders, correct preferences. These effects. To become perfectly adapted, gain bonus instead of negative. The flexibility range reduce the minimum values. Staying adapt. These numbers turn green. Trade-off. The perfect adaptation is not suitable for a wide range of patches. Planning before moving. Very good strategy. Remaining MP. Um, so we no longer use Glycus as our main power supply. And since our sensors now switched to iron-based tracking only, that is like our main source of food. Although due to my short storage, I need to learn how to grab more. Because I'm not that fast, it's really hard to engulf the smaller creatures that would really help. So my species particularly feeds off iron patches. We thrive in the iron. Also, the only reason I'm doing the iron strat. Ow. Ow. I have no health. I have no health. I got stabbed once. My sail's about to implode. Yeah, but like our species is just kind of trapped around these vents, or around these pieces of iron, until we improve our storage and speed. Even though those spiky dudes are existing and like harming us, we do seem to be able to really harm them pretty easily because of how our size is. We can just engulf them pretty easy if they don't have their pointy bit pointed at us. That'd be very funny if there was the ability to have a bunch of radiation in your system that gave you more mutation points. Alright, so we lost 400 of our species. Mainly due to a fault of our own. And the Predator keeps fucking just going extinct every round. Fucking rotate it. Oh, it's that key. Jim, like longer for jump, 10 more the best for consumer power. Okay. Why is it like if I do it that's only to 29, if I make it the smallest possible flagellum? It is still 28. Never. And if I, you know, got rid of it. So it's like, just make it the shortest possible and I still have the speed. Speed is key. So the easy glycose times are over. So we went up by 61. I do love how it thinks we're just a predator that eats other creatures in terms of the food chain just because of how we act. And not because of what it's completely built around is just iron. Flexibility. Yeah, I'll just invest into flexibility. And add more structure to the membrane. Yeah, we're a fucking little menace. Riding into this region. Although not being adapted is really fucking with us in terms of health. Because we need glycose to survive, so we need to eat other creatures. Nom 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 nom. Yeah, so we're kind of thriving. In this zone, even though we're not really adapted to it. Again, they hunt us, but we apparently eat all of them. Oh, we can move closer to the surface. The surface, although, is completely not going to work for us. Hmm. Lupus will activate organelles, such as binding agent, allow you to bind with other cells or species to make a multicellular. Try place nucleus. You're not ready for nucleus, just close it. Okay. Ferroplast. Hmm. There's APT into oxygen, into light. Turns APT into ammonia, which scales the rate of nitrogen nearby. Okay. Alright, so we're perfectly adapted for our environment, so we're not going to have the extremely inefficient shit that was happening. Where I couldn't generate enough power using my iron receptors. To grow. There we go. Nom nom nom. Almost fucking died. Almost died like a derp. I mean, I just need to process this food. The other thing is, I could turn into a fucking plant beneath the surface. Mm. But that would require us to completely, radically redesign what the fuck I am. Trying glucose and APT, which scales the rate of concentration of oxygen. Maximize our flexibility as a species. We might shift the entire species down here. It's more of an exploration. As there is more, well, iron down here. Yeah, having the option to engulf other things has definitely made it a priority. Nom 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 nom. Getting this juicy chemtrails. Boom. I'm also tempted to grab some sensors for purple and or for phosphates and ammonia, because those are our two breeding blocks. And also, I think it would make sense as a organism that requires this for reproduction that they would start trying to find it. Ooh, an ice chaf. I love this new map where you're just exploring the fucking world. Alright, so migration manager, going to move from here to here, the entire population. What is our tolerance? We are well within our tolerance range. So I can focus more on the structure. Opportunistic, very brave, very active, very responsive. Oh yeah, I forgot to get those sensors, but it's gonna take a couple of generations to get those sensors. And we're slowly becoming a menace because we can move very fast, so if there's any smaller organisms, we're gonna catch them and eat them. I should theoretically start putting weapons on my cells. we did lose some. They do have that, I think, toxin launcher. Now this patch has a lot less iron than the patch we're at. But I think I'm willing to migrate to see what else is out there. Underwater cave. That has a shit ton. That's probably where we're staying. This is probably where the cell ends its adventure, as it found a shit ton of iron to exist with. Plus a lot of breeding blocks. So I want more sensor organs. Chemo sensors. You hunt for ammonia, search radius, decent amount. You hunt for phosphates, search radius max, decent amount. Yeah, we're gonna keep it. We'll probably be fine. We'll just probably need to hunt for glucose and eat other creatures to survive at this depth. Yeah, our ability to generate energy is all over the fucking place. At least we're having enough glycose to not suffer too big of issues. Absorbing other cells to make more cells. So they have the ability to resist basic and gold. I don't know what the fuck that was, but sure. Mm. Base mobility down by 20%. But even less Stelios. More health, more physical resistance, less internal. Pacilla or Pacillus found on the surface of many microorganisms. You'll find hairs. Hundreds of pilla may be present on the surface of microorganisms to serve as a self-purpose, including the role of predation. Pathologic microorganisms use pacilla for either to attach and bind to host tissue or invade past outer membrane to gain access to cryoplasma. Many similar facilities still exist, but they're not evolutionarily related. Result Emergent evolution, single organisms' ability to express several types of bacilla because of the surface constantly being changed or replaced. Okay. When I have leftover points of evolution, I just evolve something. So we're gonna keep increasing oxygen resistance, even though technically we don't need it. Now we have a way to attack things that have resistance against our engulf. I'm gonna have to modify those searchers because they are a little bit too hyperactive. I have engulfed so much. Let's go. Engulfment. I also need to increase the health on this thing. Alright, time to evolve. We are ran out of energy. Whoops. Yeah, we're kind of running out of population here. We had double celled wall. We're going to structure. We're going to go to modify. We're going to reduce that by a bit because it constantly detecting something 8 million miles away. It's not really that useful. Big fat cells. It kind of started out any fucking resources. Because when we're not iron petrified. We're a pretty chunky sail. So we have enough for basic movement. We don't have. We need to get more iron producers or iron manufacturer. We can't exactly move anymore. But if we're in an iron patch, we're safe because we'll have infinite energy. But yeah. The engulf bolt actually can hurt me now, because I don't make enough energy to use it. Well, at least we're evolving in this food patch for us, so we're not gonna have that problem. No data to show, okay. Oh, I think it bugged. I think it bugged. Let me try to save. Let's see if loading will fix the report. I'm gonna have to go load this autosave because the report broke. Uh, is the game not gonna load? I'm gonna kill the game real quick. Uh, this might be the end of the game. That'd be funny. The game just bugs out and I can't play no more. I'm trying to dominate these underwater caves. I'm gonna go with the autosave because I know the saves works. Yeah, I have over built this thing where like there's not enough power from the iron. It's a very quick and simple fix. I just need to get more iron power cells. Check the patch information. There is technically sulfate around here. I could put a sulfate thing. I don't want to complicate the design of the thing too much. We're gonna move that over here. We'll actually move it over here. We might delay getting the nucleus a little bit longer to get more energy production. Because this will allow us infinite energy production, so we shouldn't have to worry about movement and operations. Okay, we're still not there. We need a little bit more. I wasn't paying attention and ran out of fucking iron. That's my bad. At least you get to the iron patch before I fucking die. Yeah, I need more iron. I need more iron power before I even remotely consider fucking making a nucleus. We are the only one that survived because they killed themselves way too much moving around. So, and that was just a copy of that one. So we are the only species left. So we're the Iron Eater. Yeah, as long as we have iron, we can keep this up. me a bit more iron processors. Oh, I engulfed the sulfate thing, so I can't even actually use it. Need to get to the iron. So how much glucose do we use? 0.12, 0.612. I could add the sulfate reactor on. Fucking move. Only cells that should have died is through their own stupidity. Hmm? Since this place does have a lot of sulfate, I keep running into it, I think definitely I should start including that in our diet. Just we eat the sulfate so fucking fast. It's kinda hard to keep any in reserve. Have to do fucking jellyfish tactics to move. But being the same type of essentially cell, we're fighting over the same fucking resources. The problem is I don't think the sulfate was a great idea to do. We don't seem to gain enough sulfate from the area. It's just another thing that costs resources than we actually could use. Yeah, so it was a mistake to get those because I can barely move as it is, and trying to trace down the sulfate is already annoying. At least we have enough ATP to move. It's not like last time where I could barely fucking operate. The other thing is we actually burn through the glycose so fast that it doesn't matter how much we consume in the environment. Instantly gets used. Because how our fucking race is. And I'll probably instantly die after I come out of that. But yeah. The other two expansion species dies, but we barely survived. Of course. Mm, there's Flagellum. Consume the iron. Yeah, I couldn't get to the iron patch fast enough. And now we have just enough iron production to make enough energy just to constantly maneuver. I think these are actually gonna get me killed because they're blocking the path. Get it. Ooh, it's close. As long as we stick near these iron chunks, we'll be fine. I should probably at some point just bite the bullet and become a complex cell. So we got an offshoot. That immediately wants to consume sulfate. Mm, 0.2 to 5. So 0.3 to 15, I think, is definitely more better. Probably just gonna have to suffer a couple generations trying to just evolve. I don't have to hang out basically near any iron patch. Num 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 num. I need basic building blocks. Ow, you little shit. Oh, that didn't seem to do much damage just because I'm a bigger cell. Might be because I'm a bigger fucking cell. It's really hard to damage a bigger cell. We're getting to the point of size that I might be able to start engulfing those big iron chunks. Boop, 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 boop. I'm a big fat cell and I'm drifting around. I'm a big fat cell and I'm drifting around. So there's a copycat of our nucleus. That ferroplast actually is going to save us a lot of energy. Or, well, not save us, but like actually make a lot of energy pretty hard. Which I might start working on, to start removing these smaller versions of it. Or decrease... Let me look at this. It's a 1.8 cost right now, and to cost to run one of these... It's a 0.9 at like a third of the efficiency. Actually, it's like really inefficient to use all of these little smaller ones. So once I get like a bunch of these bigger ones, I'm gonna start at regeneration just slowly removing all these smaller ones off, as I don't need them on here. I'm gonna actually move that one up here. Here. Then I'm gonna delete this one, because I'm going to basically rely on the more complex processing plant to do all the work. Because once we hit the equilibrium, we're going to then start getting lysomes to start digesting our food faster. I'll probably start putting it all through these open cells. Because it'll increase digestion speed. I do need to get Cilia on this pretty soon because our rotation speed is so abysmal. So it doesn't have enough production to cover our costs yet, but we only got a few right now. But as soon as we can get a lot more, we'll be golden. But on that note, I'm going to take a little bit of break. I've been streaming this for about 2 hours. I'll be right back. Hello, my last 16er. Welcome to the video. I just wanted to let you know I do have a Discord and a Twitter if you ever want to interact with me or say hi or have a conversation. And if you ever want to catch these videos live, head over to my Twitch and my Kick and come hang out. I sometimes don't talk. That's unfortunately one of my mini quirks, is my inability to formulate thoughts as my brain focuses in on what I'm doing and then I just forget to speak. So I'm always up to hang out and chat with anyone that stops by. So hope you enjoyed the video.